welcome to Youth Connect Friday, June the 4th. I'm Aiden,
I'm Kevin.
I'm Joshua.
I'm Nibras.
And I'm Jeffrey.
and welcome to our Youth Connect. I gotta say, guys, happy Friday. I hope you're having a wonderful week, and I hope that you're excited for our Youth Connect. You know, we have our usual things. We have our live music, we have our entertainment, we have our news, our world news. We have all the sports and we have all the weather. But obviously, to start off our Youth Connect, we need to start with our video game news. So, you know what we have to start off with, right? We got to do our game of the week, a game that I suggest that you should try out. So today's game of the week is called World of Goo. Now, the name on its own sounds pretty wonky, but this is actually one of my favorite childhood games, which originally released in 2008. So let me tell you this. World of Goo is a multiple award-winning physics-based puzzle construction game made entirely by two guys. Only two developers made this game, and it won multiple awards. That is crazy. So basically, you drag and drop living, squirming, talking globs of goo to build structures, bridges, cannonballs, zeppelins, and even giant tongues. Each level in World of Goo is strange and dangerously beautiful, introducing new puzzles, areas, and the creatures that live within them. Along the way, there's also undiscovered new species of goo balls, each with their unique abilities that come together to ooze through reluctant tales of discovery, love, conspiracy, beauty, electrical power, and even the third dimension. This game is very wacky, and honestly, as somebody who really loves this game, I recommend you try it out. You know what? You might see how wacky it truly is, and honestly, I hope that you do enjoy it. Anyways, next up, we got my co-host Kevin, and Kevin's got with us some local Ontario, Canadian news and weather. Kevin, make sure to unmute Kevin because we can't hear you.
Oh, sorry.
Don't worry.
I'll try again. Good afternoon and welcome to this edition of Youth Connect. The time is now 3:30. I'm your host, Kevin Aruja. Now the headlines. Ontario reports 900 new COVID-19 cases, 19 additional deaths. Ontario Premier considering early reopening but confirms schools will stay closed until September. Canada doubles a dollar contribution to COVAX Alliance. Indigenous faculty calls for various in new name change and removal of statue. And Maple Leafs left searching for answers after another opening round playoff exit. Ontario reports more than 900 new COVID-19 cases on Friday and 19 deaths, the fourth day of a slow rise in cases that officials say may keep them from accelerating provincial reopening plans. Ontario detected 870 new cases on Thursday, 732 new cases on Wednesday, and 699 on Tuesday. The Ministry of Health now says there are 687 people in hospital due to COVID-19 across the province, with 522 in intensive care. Epidemiologists have urged the province to accelerate administering second shots of COVID-19 vaccines, as Delta is believed to be better at evading the immunity granted by a single dose of vaccine than previous strain of the virus. More than 896,100 people have received 2 doses of COVID vaccines to date. Ontario Premier Doug Ford has announced schools will remain closed to in-person learning for the rest of the academic year. But says the province might be able to enter step one of its reopening plan earlier than expected. Ford made the announcement alongside Education Minister Stephen Lachey at Queen's Park on Wednesday following a meeting with Cabinet. The decision contracts the provincial government's previous promise to reopen classrooms before the economy, which was originally set to begin on June 14th. Ford said he is waiting for advice for Chief Medical Officer of Health Dr. David Williams about whether the province can push forward the Step 1 date. Step 1 would allow for outdoor gatherings limits to increase to 10 people, the reopening of patios, and non essential retail to reopen at 15% in capacity. Ford did not say when the final decision of reopening date would be made. Canada is doubling its direct cash commitment to help buy COVID 19 vaccines for the global sharing program known as COVAX, but it hasn't sending any actual doses this month. Despite a desperate plea from officials for help, International Development Minister Karina Gould told a virtual COVAX summit on Wednesday that Canada will donate another $220 million to help COVAX buy more vaccines to deliver to the 92 low and middle income countries that rely on the facility to vaccinate their citizens. That's on top of $220 million committed last September to buy doses for lower income nations through the COVAX Advanced Market Commitment. $75 million to help get those doses delivered and $30 million relocated to COVAX from a separate vaccine program for a pneumococcal disease. But borders have been a barrier, with wealthy countries snapping up more than 80% of the almost 2 billion doses of COVID 19 vaccines now administered around the world. Indig- Indigenous professors at Ryerson University asked the school Wednesday to change its name and remove a statue of Edgerton Ryerson from its campus because of his role in the creation of Canada's residential school system. A letter co-signed by 17 professors called on a Toronto University to address concerns the Indigenous community and students have expressed for decades about the legacy of Edgerton Ryerson. The professors wrote that the recent discovery in Kamloops, British Columbia, of what are believed to be remains of 215 Indigenous children and the former residential schools has pushed this issue of the university's name back into the forefront. The group said that the enrollment among Indigenous students at the school has been flat for some time. That will continue if the administration does not properly address the issue. Earlier this week, Ryerson School of Journalism said it would rename two of its publications ahead of a new school year, dropping any reference to the man the name is named after. The department said in a statement it would change the name of a Ryerson Review of Journalism magazine and a Ryersonian newspaper. The newspaper came a day after a statue of Adrian Ryerson was vandalized with red paint and graffiti. In sports, Maple Leafs president Brendan Shanahan sounded an optimistic tone about the team's future Wednesday as the players search for answers. After coming up painfully short in the playoffs despite a strong sorry about that. Search for answers after coming up painfully short in the playoffs despite a strong regular season. Toronto built a 3-1 lead on Montreal in the first round series series before dropping three straight games to the Canadiens. Montreal won Game 5 and 6 in overtime and eliminated the Maple Leafs with a 3-1 win on Monday night at Scotiabank Arena. Several players who appeared on the season ending video call with media Wednesday morning mentioned not starting on time in some playoffs games, a reference to a lack of urgency from puck drop. The Maple Leafs did well on forced OT in both games before the decider, but had difficulty playing at the consistent pace for a full 60 minutes. It was the fifth straight year that the Maple Leafs failed to make it out of the opening round. Playoff playoff expectations were higher this time after Toronto finishes first in the North Division standings. The Maple Leafs haven't won the Stanley Cup since 1967. Toronto's last playoff series victory came in 2004. In today's weather forecast, we've got cloudy with a chance of sun and clouds. The temperature is 26 degrees centigrade. On Saturday morning, we've got sunny tomorrow's afternoon. The temperature will be 23 degrees centigrade. That's all to report on weather. Have a great weekend, folks. And now back to Aiden's gaming news.
Man, that weather sounds very hot. And I heard about the. My gosh, you know what? My heart feels bad because they can't make it to the playoffs. But you know what? They always have next year. So go Leafs. Come on. They can do it next year. So I have some pretty amazing news because for me, I really, really like Minecraft. And I know some of you guys like Minecraft too. And if you're a really good avid fan of Minecraft, you know that the 1.17 update was recently introduced to come out on June the 8th. Now, another thing is they split it into two pieces. One will be the Warden, and the other one will be the mobs in Copper. On June the 8th, we will be getting the 1.17 update part 1, which is pretty exciting. So I bet you're wondering, what can we expect in the 1.17 update? Well, part 1 of the update. So the once Minecraft Earth exclusive mob, the Glow Squid, will also be gracing the blocky ocean of Minecraft. And apparently, for me, I wasn't a big fan of the Glow Squid because if you guys know, what happened was a huge debate on which mob would win. But you know what? This is what happens. Democracy, man, happens to all of us. One person says one thing and everyone votes for it. Minus the Glow Squid, we have goats, and goats spawn on the super chilly mountaintops. But do watch out. If you get close to a goat, you better be careful because you will get rammed by that goat and you might end up breaking your legs or meet your demise. So be careful when you're on the mountaintops. And lastly, we have the cutest axolotl. So axolotls are adorable little pets that you can tame that help you in the water. They look cute, but if you guys know, guardians are the scariest enemy. So these axolotls fight against the guardians. So now you don't need to fear about the ocean. Now they have your backs. But don't think it's just mobs. We also got Copper. Now, the amazing thing about Copper is that it is a very electric. It is a conductant or conductor, so it conducts electricity. So let's say it's thunderstorming, it can absorb lightning blasts and can be. I think they said you could trap lightning and then throw it at enemies, creating like a lightning bomb. That is insane. You could be Thor. Just imagine enchanting a sword with thunder. Who knows? That might be actually existing. Another interesting thing is that copper, if you guys don't know, usually oxidizes when exposed to oxygen. So usually when it turns to orange, eventually over time it turns into a nice blue hue. That's pretty amazing, right? Lastly, we have the spyglass. Now you could see things afar and scout bases from far away. I can't believe this is only just one part of the 1.17 update. Just imagine when we get the full package. We only have half of the package. I'm super excited to see the next part. Anyways, guys, I hope you're excited. Remember, 1.17 will be releasing for Java and Bedrock on June the 8th. So make sure, if you're an avid Minecraft fan, make sure to download the update and try it out with your friends. Next up, though, we got Joshua. And Joshua has some world news and, of course, our favorite, animal news.
Good afternoon and welcome to Youth Connect. Here's what's happening around the world. EU plans digital ID wallet for post-pandemic life. The European Union or EU unveiled plans on Thursday for a digital ID wallet that residents could use access to services across the 27-nation bloc, part of a post-pandemic recovery strategy that involves accelerating the shift to an online world. The European Digital Identity Wallet proposed by the EU's Executive Commission is a smartphone app that would let users store electronic forms of identification and other official documents such as driver's licenses and other official documents such as documents, driver's driver's license, prescriptions, and school diplomas. The EU resident would be able to use the wallet to access public or private services both online and offline, maintaining control of their personal data. Other potential uses include opening bank accounts, signing apartment leases, and enrolling in universities. The EU plans to discuss the wallet with its 27 member countries and aims to get them to agree on technical details by fall 2022 so pilot projects can begin. Massive sinkhole threatens house in Mexico. A sinkhole emerged in a farmland in Puebla, central Mexico on Saturday. It's threatening to swallow a nearby house. The sinkhole is 300 feet wide and 65 feet deep, and it's full of water, according to CNN. Experts think the hole came from extracting groundwater, cultivating land, and softening the soil. The sinkholes appeared when the ground beneath the surface can't hold it up anymore. This can happen when rainwater begins to collect within a crack in the ground. It's common areas with soft rocks and like limestone that rainwater can easily break down. Some sinkholes are just a few feet wide, while others can do some real damage, from swallowing cars to entire buildings inside they're previously reported. French heiress ends fight with University of Oklahoma over Nazi looted art. A French heiress has given up her legal fight with American University to retrieve a painting that was stolen from her adoptive parents by the Nazis during World War II. Leonie Noel Meyer, 81-year-old, said on Tuesday that she had not been left on with no other choice but to drop her effort to recover painting called Shepherdess, Bring in Sheep by Danish-French artist Camille Pissarro, after being threatened with a heavy fines if she continued her struggle with the University of Oklahoma. This work of art, estimated nearly $2 million, belonged to her adopted parents Yvonne and Raoul Meyer. It was stolen from them by the Nazis during the occupation of France in 1941. Meyer, who is a Holocaust survivor, lost her mother, grandmother, and older brother at Auschwitz when she was a child. She was adopted by the Raoul Yvonne Meyer at the age of 7 from Paris orphanage. Her adoptive father fought unsuccessfully in Swiss court after war to win back the painting. Now, decades later, his adopted daughter has lost the same fight. This saga has been one of many in recent years around the fate of artwork stolen by the Nazis, which has been extremely difficult to its rightful owners. Turning to annual interest news, China watches on as a herd of elephants wanders from town to town, causing over $100 million in damage. Over $1 million in damage. For more than a month, 15 wild elephants, including 3 calves, have dominated China's domestic media as they march through towns and villages with no clear destination in sight. Asian elephants are native to the southwestern province of Yunnan, but one herd has migrated unusually far northward this year, leaving a trail of destruction as they march through farms and villages. Fueling in the intense interest in their plight is the mystery of why they embarked on the road trip in the first place. The elephants usually live in the biggest tropical forest in China, the Sichuan Ban Reserve that borders Laos and Myanmar. This particular herd began north northward migration more than a year ago, and then settled in a new area before heading even further north this year. They have covered more than 400 kilometers so far. The increasing population and decreasing habitat drive the elephants to walk further to somewhere more suitable. Pan Winching from Greenpeace said. This is Joshua Show reporting for Youth Connect. That's it for me. Now I'll send it back to you, Aiden.
Thank you so much, Joshua. You know what? I gotta say that sinkhole looks very dangerous, and honestly, I feel like the house might sink into it. Secondly, you know what? It's hard sometimes as an artist to really prove, if you're the owner of the painting, because honestly, how can you tell? It's just paint on a canvas, and people sometimes don't understand that. What's sad news? Or actually, kind of like a scary / sad news. I know. But you know what? I hope that I bet you next week it's gonna be such positive news. But for video games, we gotta do our last thing, which is our board game of the week, which is the same as video game of the week, but instead it's a board game, which they sound similar. So, what is the board game of the week, you ask? Well, today it is called Taco Cat spelled backwards. Now, Taco Cat spelled backwards, what a weird name. Taco Cat spelled backwards is a little board game with a cat who is also a taco. With Taco Cat on the line, anything can happen in this palindrome-powered tug of war. Win duels by playing cards or matching or higher value to defend your hand or sacrifice your lowest card. When you're on your final card, whoever has the lowest value card wins the round, bringing Taco Cat closer to their side. You're basically just seeing who can impress Taco Cat the most. Now, don't worry, guys. This isn't a spelling game. This game is purely based on luck. And even if you really like spelling, you could spell Taco Cat's name backwards. I dare you to spell it backwards. Anyways, next up we got Nibras, and Nibras has with us some entertainment and movie news.
Hey Aiden, can you hear me?
Can hear you loud and clear.
Awesome. Hello everybody. How are you guys today? My name is Nibras Khan and I'm your host for the entertainment news. Let's get straight into our top story. And our top story is about the Ultimate Beastmaster. The Ultimate Beastmaster is an American sports entertainment reality show competition that premiered on Netflix on February 24, 2017. The show differentiates itself from other obstacle course competition shows by showcasing not only international talent, but producing 6 localized versions featuring select television hosts, actors, comedians, and athletes as commentators from the 6 countries competing in the show. Reactions from all countries' hosts appear in each localized versions, especially during course clearing victories. Each season consists of 10 episodes released simultaneously on Netflix worldwide. Each episode there are 12 contestants, 2 from each country, who run an obstacle course known as the Beast. The winner is crowned the Beastmaster. Each of the Beastmasters from the 9 episodes will go forward to the final course to become the Ultimate Beastmaster. So if you like sports, if you like obstacle course shows, this one's for you. So my next story is about World's Greatest Places. World's Greatest Places is beautifully illustrated coffee table book exploring the most fascinating travel destinations on Earth. Over 2,000 breathtaking photographs bring to life in the most idyllic places to visit, whetting the appetite for adventure. Packed with astonishing facts and insightful text, and new and fully illustrated with over 2,000 photographs. This coffee table book explores the most fascinating travel destinations on Earth as part of a pictorial round-the-world adventure. This trailblazing tour takes in ancient capitals of Europe, the awe-inspiring Amazon rainforest, the natural wonders of Africa, volcanic mountains in Iceland, fast expanding cities of East Asia, the imposing mountains of the Middle East, and much more. Astonishing facts and insightful texts are incorporated into a full-page illustrations, bringing each destination to life and whetting the appetite for adventure. You guys can get this book on Amazon and many other sites. So this is a vacation, right? If you read this book, you're in a vacation. So the book's name is World's Greatest Places. So my next story is about hidden gems in Halton Hills. So are you guys bored this weekend? If yes, why not check out some of these places? The Topaz Lake. Located in Killarney Provincial Park, there's a beautiful lake you have to see to believe. This is one of Ontario's few turquoise lakes. Plus, it's vacant most of the time. It can only be reached after an 11-kilometer bike through the provincial park, which is why few people know about the spot. If you don't want to hike up to the long trail, you can pay for a boat cruise to take you there. Second, Mono Cliffs. Mono Cliffs is one of the best conservation area in Ontario. People can explore the 732-hectare park. A 20-kilometer trail leads you some of the greatest hidden sites and natural wonders. Located in the Niagara Escarpment, this cliff top side trail cuts through canyons, boardwalks, staircases, and swimming spots. Hawks Falls. To get to this hidden waterfall and swimming spot, people must hike through a 1.4-kilometer trail located in a small town called Flesherton. This is Grey Country's best secret. At the end of the short walk, people can find rope leading them to the bottom. Grey Country has many different waterfalls to visit, but the best one is always hidden. My last, there are many caves around our province, but the best ones are secret. People must walk through a 5.3-kilometer trail that leads to these caves. The trail leads through a forest and the limestone plains with a scenic view of the disappearing river. Located in the Indian River valleys, the Warsaw Caves Conservation, so the name is the Warsaw Caves Conservation Area, is the ultimate adventure to get to. There are 7 caves in total to explore and a sandy beach to relax at after. So if you guys are bored this weekend, and this is not just for relaxing, it's all for it's a walk, right? You guys can get activated, exercise. It's a great walk, right? Great places, great scenic views, and these places are awesome. So yeah, and that's all from me, everybody. This is Nibras Khan from Youth Connect. I'll see you all next week. Back to it.
I gotta say, Nibras, you've actually really pumped up and excited everyone about this Halton Hills. Best places to visit in Halton Hills. And honestly, some of the things that you suggested, like the Topaz Lake, just sounds amazing. And it's in Halton. It's in Halton Hills. That's crazy. So you know what? I might need to go check out some of these places as well. I might even check out what this is about.
Yeah,
so thank you so much.
Right? Everyone should.
Yeah. Honestly, guys, if you're bored on the weekend, do it. I'm going to try. Last up, though, we got something that really puts the cherry on top of our Youth Connect, and that would be Jeffrey. And Jeffrey is doing our live music.
Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, help! I need somebody help! I'm standing by help! You know I need someone help! When I was younger, so much younger than today, I never needed anybody's help in any way. But now these days are gone, I'm not so self-assured. Now if I change my mind and open up the doors, help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being around. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me? And now my life is changing in oh so many ways. I am different, it seems to vanish in the haze. But every now and then I feel so insecure. I know that I just need your life, never done before. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being around. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me? When I was younger, so much younger than today, I never needed anybody's help in any way. But now these days are gone, I'm not so self-assured. Now I finally change your mind and open up the doors. Help me if you can, I'm feeling down. And I do appreciate you being around. Help me get my feet back on the ground. Won't you please, please help me, help me, help me, help me.
I gotta say, Jeffrey, just the cherry on top. My goodness, such an amazing song. And honestly, you know what? No matter what, even if you were on another planet, I bet you would still sound amazing. You sound amazing no matter what.
Thanks.
That was amazing, Jeffrey. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What an amazing show, guys. You know what? I got to thank all of my co-hosts for all that you do. And you know what? It's awesome. We are a great team. And I got to say, guys, it was so amazing connecting with you. And I got to say thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Nibras. Thank you, Joshua. And thank you, Jeffrey. You guys
And
just
thank you,
make
Aiden.
Without you guys,
you.
I don't think you connect would just it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be Youth Connect without you guys. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed Youth Connect Friday, June the 4th, and we will see you next week. Anyways, bye guys.
Bye.
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 Great job.
Bye. See you later.
everyone.